How's it going, guys? It has been a long time since I've shown you guys anything or even talked about Ricky, my red Corvette. So currently, this is the state he is in. Not looking too good up here, but looking really good in this area. So he is in the middle of being converted to a twin turbo setup. Same engine as before. It's a 10.5 to 1 engine I built a couple of years ago. It should be good for about 1,300 horsepower. We ran it with a bunch of nitrous at the Texas mile, and I've currently gone a best speed of 206.2 on about a 250 shot, making about 850-ish, 800-ish wheel horsepower. But kind of found the limit of nitrous with this engine, and now it's time to go turbo. So we're going to run twin Smetting 69mm billet wheel turbos with 72mm exhaust back housings, 1 7/8 stainless header primary, 3-inch collector coming up to the turbo. Currently, I am waiting for stainless header to make me some custom risers that'll bring this up about 4 inches, or custom elbows to raise these about 4 inches, because in their current configuration, this one clears everything, but this guy is too low and it's hitting the radiator shroud and my coolant expansion tank that lives here. But in today's video, we are installing some new parts that can go in for the final time, and I'm super hyped to show you guys what I've got here. This may look like your standard T56, but it is actually the Mac Daddy of all T56s. This is the original case out of the Vette, but it has been stuffed with G-Force's straight cut, drag only, face-plated gear set. So it's got a face-plated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, because again, standing mile, I do super high speed runs well into, well, I'm hoping to go well into the 220s, 30s, 40s, and 50s with that transmission. That is as good as it gets. I spent an exuberant amount of money for that transmission case, and I really hope it survives under the power. It's the same transmission that all the stick shift T56 guys run, same gear set. So Grubworm, Leroy, they all run this exact same gear set, so it should be able to handle pretty much whatever I throw at it for standing mile racing. At the standing mile, it's a super soft launch. It's unprepped. You're not allowed to run a drag radial or a slick. So this should last. This should be the end-all be-all. There's nothing better than this, except for the sequential route would be the next step. So today, we're going to install this in the car. I've got the diff to go with it. It's as built as it can be for a C5 diff. Again, not doing hard launches, so I haven't gone for a C6, Z06, Z01 style differential. But yeah, that's about it. Let's get this hucked in the car. And just like that, the transmission in Ricky is reinstalled. Now, let's grab the diff and huck it up there as well. I'm not kidding. I have been really just not motivated to work on the Vette I've got to the point now to where, like, Smetic Performance, my main job is very engaging and keeps me very, very busy during and after work hours. It's just, if you're a general manager and you are an integral part of running a company, you would understand. But I've just been working so busy with the shop and the company, and then as well as I picked up motorcycles and doing track days and messing with that hobby, that the Corvette really got put on the back burner, and it just was not fun for me to work on. Everywhere I looked cost thousands of dollars. Like this transmission, I've literally been saving. Basically, let me do the timeline. So we raced this car exactly a year ago at the March 2022 Texas Mile. And then immediately after that, we drove it to California. We raced this versus that. And then I tore the car down like a week after this versus that. And for the last 8 months, I've basically been saving for this transmission. And so it's kind of gotten to the point to where every little step is huge. And so that's why the car has been off the channel. That's why I haven't had anything to do with the car on the channel. But I've got all the parts I need now to put it back together, so I'm going to start trying to work on it at least once a week, do something, get something done. The laundry list got so big for it that I kind of forgot and lost the ability to just look at it as one step at a time instead of all 1,000 steps. So get the transmission in, get the rear cradle put back in, and then the next step is going to be, I think, plumbing the dry sump oiling system, as well as plumbing oil to the turbochargers. So quick little wrap sesh with the camera with you guys. Thank you for watching. Your support really does help me a lot, and I really appreciate it, all the kind comments and whatnot. If you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. We do a lot of engine builds, really cool stuff. I try to teach to everybody as well what we're doing. But anyways, transmission is in, differential is in. I'm going to try to get the cradle up on a jack and see if I can get that installed by myself. That might be my limit, but let's see what happens. Had to turn the camera off there for a little bit. Things weren't going as smoothly as possible to plan. But for tax reasons, I am running these new G-Force Outlaw axles on the car, which are, again, like top of the line. They don't make a better axle than that for Corvettes. These axles also have the ZR1 C6 spline. So I've upgraded to SKF wheel hubs for a ZR1 C6 Corvette with the big ol' ARP wheel studs. I don't know if they're long enough because they just barely are flush with the fender on the car. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the video for there. Just wanted to get some solid things knocked out on Ricky, the Corvette, this afternoon. Thank you for watching as always, and stay tuned for more Ricky build videos.